Welcome back everybody to the SLTV Pro Series Season 11. It is the playoffs for it. Central Fear versus Scary Faces in this best of 3, where this is going to be game number 2, Scary Faces. They have to win this one, otherwise they will be out of the tournament already with their first best of 3. They definitely don't want that to happen, whereas Central Fear, they just want to take this easy 2-0 and then advance to the next round. But we're SLTV, your English coverage for this. I'm Couchor and hopefully I'm joined by more Rage. Please, man, are you here?
Top of the morning to you. I don't know. Can you hear me? Houston, do we have a problem?
No, we have liftoff, man. We have liftoff.
Oh, beautiful. So we saw EG run some mile in a Lena core role last night, and we see Scary Faces prioritize it here in the first pick of this second game. So looking perhaps to pull out a pocket strat here on the brink of elimination.
It definitely looks like it. I mean, Lena, first pick, it's... To be honest, I guess you don't really want to give any idea about what you're going to run to the enemy with the first pick, for example, but is it a hero that needs to be picked up as first? I mean, Lena almost is never picked nor banned for that matter as well, so I just think there would have been like better options maybe, or maybe they really have like some super massive secret strat. I have no idea.
Yeah, definitely a little bit questionable to be picked up that early on, but as you mentioned, it does leave them a little bit of variability. She can be run in both a core and a support role. Of course, you're never going to see her run in the safe lane, but I have seen it run mid to pretty decent effect, and getting up an early Laguna Blade with the pure damage that now does pierce magical immunity is pretty darn good. But they pick up the Omni Knight for themselves, so really that's only going to go through BKBs that are built by this LC and whatever other heroes come out for Central of Fear here. So interesting choice from Scary Faces. I'm going to assume this Lena will be in a core role, as Omni Knight Lena is a pretty lackluster support duo. Unless we see the Omni in the off lane. Wasn't a big fan of the Queen of Pain in the off lane. Really liked to see Queen of Pains get a lot more farm, and last game felt like that was a bit underwhelming, so we'll see if Scary Faces are able to rectify that issue in terms of their farm distribution in this game too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pumped to see Alina, because I've always wanted to see Alina. Every now and then I see it as well. Most of the time, unfortunately, it fails miserably.
Yeah.
But if you just take off, for example, get the Aghanims as well, you just have so much damage all of a sudden, even going through BKB as well. So if the Lina gets a reasonable amount done, and it might be depending on what role they're going to play it in, but up against Legion Commander, for example, he duels somebody who is not the Lina. There's the Omni Knight to help with the purifications, keeping the targets alive. Then Lina comes in with his own stuns and just magic nuke against Legion Commander. So they're going to have to be really careful of who they're going to duel if you're Central of Fear.
Yeah, they're going to have to prioritize this Omni Knight, and that's definitely part of the reason for that direct pickup after the LC, excuse me. The Purification is nice, then the Repel to follow after, and even the GA, if necessary, can definitely keep up the duel target for at least the duration of the duel and deny the extra damage from the LC, if not keep them up indefinitely, and they're able to kill that LC off. But we'll see a Troll Warlord pick up here, so that's going to add a little bit of push to their lineup with the Battle Trance. That's something they lack a bit in their first couple picks, so it does allow them to supplement their physical damage and turn it into structural damage if need be. But once again, they're relying a little bit heavily on physical damage here with their first two cores up against an Omni Knight. So a little bit of a questionable draft in my opinion thus far, but we'll see how they're able to make it work. We'll see the Naga Siren and the Skywrath Mage banned out from Scary Faces, and that responded with an Ogre and PA ban from Central of Fear. So a little bit of a last meta type banning phase for both teams.
So for Central of Fear, last game we saw that they pretty much didn't go for a fight until Terrorblade was first of all huge, and second of all they got the Diffusal Blade. Who's going to be the Diffusal carrier? And oh, never mind, that's going to have to wait. We have a Pudge.
Putka is in the pool, so very interesting. I'm not sure if this will be a safe lane Pudge. They do have the Lena here. So that'll be interesting to see, and we will see the Snowball from Cobalt to Dusky is going to be picked up, and really, really a lot of physical damage on the Central of Fear lineup into an Omni Knight. I really do worry for their ability to kill down a target while this GA is up.
Well, it's definitely not too bad. I mean, Snowball has saved quite a lot, or quite a lot of people from just harm's way. You can even like Snowball dodge hook, I guess, if you're really fast on it. But I mean, I don't really know what to expect from the Tusk, to be honest. It's definitely a decent enough hero, but I'm way more excited about what the hell or how the hell Scary Faces are gonna play their lineup.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Perhaps they do something Jenkins-esque and run the Pudge pulling into the mid lane with his hook. Who really knows thus far? That's definitely something you mentioned early on, is they have left their draft fairly open. So you do see some pretty standard bans from Central of Fear in the PA and the Ogre prior to that pickup. And now they're going to pick up the Dusa here. So this is almost surely a support Lina unless they pick up a support in their last role here. They do have the ability to scale into the late game, much like Central of Fear did in the previous game. So perhaps they're looking to create space with the Omni Lina Pudge +1 and just let this Medusa get fat. Of course, she's not as good of a split pusher as is the Terrorblade, but she does clear waves pretty quickly with that split shot and can farm up the Ancients fairly well. So it will be interesting to see if they're able to create space for her early on.
Yeah, and for Central Fear, I guess they kind of need a safe lane core as well at the moment, unless they want to go for an offlane and run the Legion as the number one, or maybe trolling the one position and Legion lead, something like that. But would an anti-mage be like a viable pick now that the Medusa is on the board?
It's pretty good versus the Lina with the spell shield. I don't mind that at all. It does make them pretty melee heavy thus far, so I wouldn't mind a ranged carry from them either. But at the time, yeah, against the Medusa, the mana burn is really nice there. I wouldn't even mind a Silencer Core here. I think Silencer Core works out extremely well up against the Omni Knight, and they can burst him down before the GA gets off, and that'll really allow them to dish out a lot more of this physical damage. They can also get a duel off on one target, so perhaps they're able to duel up the Omni Knight and follow with the Silence afterwards, and that's a lot of seconds of lockdown or disable from casting spells, at least, on that Omni Knight. And the Pudge, I mean, he's going to run around in the team fights. He'll disable someone with a Dismember, but he's not going to do any scary amounts of damage, at least past the 25 to 30 minute mark. So I do think that they can focus the Omni Knight, and barring any stone forms. Yeah, and they do pick up the Silencer here, so I really think Central of Fear made a very well-educated pick with that one.
You're so smart. Plus, of course, just having Battle Trance with Glaze of Wisdom later on in the game is going to be a crazy amount of pure damage just coming from the Silencer. So it's always nice to have any kind of pure damage, especially if you're dealing with an Omni Knight, for example. Even against the Medusa, just any kind of extra damage, depleting his mana shield a little bit faster. As Scary Faces last pick, Bloodseeker, man. It's just like randomly. I like that hero.
Me in chat because last game I said the only way they're gonna win is if they pick up a Shadow Blade or a Blink on the Terrorblade and Sunder the Omni Knight and Calling Blade him immediately. And someone said in chat, this isn't 3k MMR. Well, now there's a Bloodseeker core with the Tusk, a Pudge, and a Lina core. So, well, I guess the Lina's support now, but how do you like me now? You think this isn't 3k, do ya?
I mean, it definitely feels like Scary Faces are like, I like this hero and I like the little dice button, which just makes me random. Oh, man.
It'll be interesting to see this Blood Right work out here. It is a pretty big AoE. It's a nice spell there. It's pretty good into the duel, but I mean, I don't know. Is Rupture that scary versus a melee heavy lineup? Yes, but not if they're in your face. And so I don't know how that Bloodseeker is going to work out. I think the Silencer 5th pick's a little better than the Bloodseeker, but we'll have to see how it pans out.
I mean, it doesn't matter what the 5th pick was. Scary Faces, they have so much swag, especially with this Pudge looking like this, man.
Yes, Dondo set on the Pudge. Eknart looking pretty. And he's in a support role generally for Scary Faces from what I've seen. So it'll be interesting to see how they run this Pudge. They do have a Bash on the Lina, which is a support. So perhaps it's a core Omni for them. And that seems to be the case for State 21.
To introduce the lineups for Central Fear, MDL just leading the charge on the Tusk, leaving Xiok on the Witch Doctor Klasinki, on the Silencer with Flash Shorty, on the Legion Commander and RNT playing the Troll, as I do believe Eknart saw them, whereas they didn't see Eknart in return, so 5-man rotation pretty much does nothing for them. At least they get some wards down. Or do they even? Nope, they didn't even place a single ward.
Too much swag with those cosmetics. They were a little bit intimidated by it, but either way, for Scary Faces, Eknart gonna pick up the safe lane on the Pudge. He's gonna be accompanied by a Bash on the Lina and Quista on the one position Medusa. State 21 taking up the mid on the Omni Knight, and will be an off-lane Bloodseeker for Shadowway.
So he's going to be up against Legion Commander for the most part. Looks like Central Fear, they are leaving behind an aggressive tri-lane. So Bloodseeker should be doing fairly well for himself there, I think. Although Legion Commander might have a slight upper hand with just spamming overwhelming odds, for example.
Yeah.
So still, definitely not as bad as it would have been up against a tri-lane. So Bloodseeker, as long as he gets the levels, he can still just start going aggressive with the Rupture and just set up kills that way.
Yep, nice deep ward place for some info there from the side of Central of Fear, so that'll be good for them. MDL is kind of waiting in the wings for something to get caught out here, but he doesn't have any support, so probably will see him rotate into lane fairly soon. I feel like they have a slight ranged advantage for Central of Fear in this with the Troll as well as the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor has really good base damage, so they should be able to win the Harass War at least, if not overall win the lane.
Oh, Bash might be in trouble. There's the Ice Shards coming out. Oh, this hook! Oh man, the defensive hook, beautiful stuff. Of course, the buff to Podge. Had it been the old hook, it wouldn't have been in range there, or the Podge would have had to come a little bit closer. Man, I was so sure he's gonna die, but mid lane, State 21 taking huge amount of damage as well from that level 1 Glaives of Wisdom from Klasinki. Just Silencer so far completely owning the Omni Knight, or at least just bullying him all the way.
Yep, early Null Talisman build, definitely the right one for Klasinki there. Actually, Purification may have missed. Not sure if it hit him on that creep there, but either way, yeah, harassing him down quite a bit, as you mentioned. He does bring out his bottle, though, so he will be able to sustain himself in lane thus far. In top lane, things looking pretty even right now. 6 CS on the Bloodseeker to the 7 of the LC.
So, mid lane, Omni Knight definitely will struggle a little bit, especially as Klasinki starts getting more and more levels. But what kind of item build, or skill build rather, do you think Silencer will even go for in this game? Do you still go for like maxing out Curse of the Silent and going for Aghanims, or do you go for more like a combat Silencer, maxing out Glaives actually?
I'm not sure if he'll max Curse of the Silent. He certainly will get level 4 eventually, but I really do expect the Aghanims just for at least, I believe it increases the duration by a second.
It doesn't anymore.
Oh, okay, so they nerfed that. So yeah, maybe he opts for a little bit of like a Mystic Staff into the Sheep early on. Perhaps even he goes Scotty, something like that. But yeah, I would expect him to supplement the damage with the Glaives of Wisdom. You don't really need the extra damage from the Silence. You really just need the Silence. Hook, bottom lane. He's going to catch the Troll. RNT gets hit with a stun as well from Lina, but the Cask will be there defensively. Mystic Stake not enough to bring him down with the Voodoo Restoration. He will be able to salve up in the tree line here. Hook is down as he's out of mana for Eknard, and they do save the Troll for the time being.
Yeah, nice Ice Shards landing onto Krista as well. Not the best target to go for with the mana shield. It's only level 1, but looks to be enough, especially with a nice double man light striker. Oh, yeah, the follow up as well. First blood goes to the Bloodseeker of all heroes in the meantime. 2-0 start for Scary Faces. How the hell does a Bloodseeker kill a Legion Commander solo?
I have no idea. Must have hit the blood right. He did have 2 points up in the thirst, so was able to chase him down. And unfortunately, the fight recap only showing the death of the Witch Doctor, so we can't check that out. But yeah, big win there for Shadowway. He's sitting on level 5, and they also get 1 kill in the bot lane as well. Nice hook by Eknart.
It's just the Light Striker, a fairly long duration early on, I guess 1.6. At least if we landed it on 2 heroes as well.
Yeah.
So, really well done. Central of Fear, they had the Invis rune on Tusk. I don't think it was the best reveal of the Invis as well. Of course, probably they were hoping to get a better initiation anyway, but RNT got hooked before the Tusk came in with the Invis to begin with. So, a little bit unfortunate for them. Looking at the farm though, Medusa, only 4 lasted, so Krista, although they got the kill on the lane, he's just not getting too much farm anyway. But it's going as well as can be expected. There's the snowball though, and oh my god, the bash. The hook comes out. Shock might be the counter kill here under the tower. He's gonna go down. So, it's a trade, a support for support, but Eknard, he is just getting those flesh heap stacks going.
Yeah, it's a win for the defensive try anytime you're trading kills like this, because they'll have a little bit of better time farming and keeping the creep equilibrium underneath their towers. So definitely worthwhile for Scary Faces, to trade 1 for 1 in these engagements. And score is now 3 for 1, 4 minutes in. Now the only bright spot really is Klasinki in the mid lane for COL, but you see the Omni Knight, State 21 now has 22 CS and is actually surpassed the Silencer thus far.
Doing fairly well for himself, and Bloodseeker, he gets another kill. Oh my god. Well, I completely missed that because I was checking out mid lane, but this time the Rupture was used, so it's a little bit better. You of course got the level advantage from the first kill. Oh, the hook bottom lane! Snowball formed immediately though. The slows come out, Snowball connects on literally every single hero on the tri-lane. Paralyzing Cast bounces between the heroes as well. Bash probably gonna stay alive, although takes quite a lot of damage herself as well. But the EPs are coming, they're gonna have to back off now. Maybe even a hook, shock, dropping extremely low. The tower might even get the kill. Nope. Voodoo Restoration a tad too strong, but the hook, nope. Creep wave comes in. Eknar still waiting for it. He's not giving up on the kill, although maybe he should have. The whirling axe is already once again paralyzing cash, snowball to follow. So Eknar overextending a little bit there, but it's still not all that bad.
Yeah. With 2 solo kills on Shadow A, I mean, they're not too worried about losing a support Pudge that often. The thing was that he did have the vision from the Thirst, so I feel like he kept chasing because he felt as soon as there was an opening, he could grab that. But Voodoo Restoration brought him back up above 40%, and he overextends a little bit and feeds his life over.
So, mid lane, 31 last hits on the Omni Knight compared to 24 on Silencer. Although Silencer got a really good early start, I guess ever since the bottle came out and just Omni Knight bottling up some runes, bottle crowing as well if need be, has really kept it up and doing really well for himself. The thing is that Klasinki cannot do anything at all with the last word. Or at least theoretically he shouldn't be able to, although State this time around didn't go for the repel. For some reason just purified himself up instead, I think. But he's gonna find a haste rune now, and with this haste, do we have enough mana for a Rupture on Shadow Egg? No, he's a little bit short, although in 5 seconds he's gonna have enough. With a Rupture into an Omni Knight coming in, should be an easy kill onto the Legion.
Yeah, they're actually going to run into each other in the forest. He's got the haste rune with the degen aura. He'll be able to chase him down, body block him up. Purification is there. There's the Rupture from range. He will be able to press the attack, but it doesn't purge off Rupture. And that would be a little OP if it did. And they will be able to just back out. Actually, TP's in here from Shock. And he'll get purified up from range from State 21. Easy second kill. Not sure why he didn't cancel that one. Mid lane hook onto Klasinki as well. Abash right-clicking him down with the Rot there. One more right-click from the Lina. And they'll bring down the Silencer. That's a 3-0 across the map, going Scary Face's way.
So, I have no idea how SFZ are doing, but Quista, his man fighting RNT might survive with the magic stick usage as well. RNT
nice bash.
Gets a few bashes indeed. Oh god, a few more right clicks, not gonna follow up. So close to getting the kill, but Scary Face is just... Especially this Bloodseeker, I mean, 3-0 and 1 already. How the freaking hell?
And not only that, he's leading the CS chart with 41 last hits and 16 denies as well. Eknar posturing up in the trees looking for a hook here. He'll actually drop a ward in lane for a little bit more vision. And it looks like Last Shorty really is doing poorly. Only 19 CS on this LC. 0-3, 200 gold, boots, and a stout shield right now. And he's going to be really hard pressed to find any momentum in this mid game. And that blink is going to be extremely delayed.
Well, at least they still have the global silence to work with. I mean, it's a pretty long cooldown on the global silence, but you can still like do well into global silence. Another Rupture onto Last Shorty though. Oh my god. Sucks to be a Legion commander. Might even do well under the tower here onto Shadow Egg. Never mind. Gonna have to outrun the Light Strike Ray, but when you're trying to run with a Rupture on you, it just doesn't work out.
Especially with increased movement speed from overwhelming odds. So already this Pub Seeker 4-0 picked up the Blade Mail. It's got his normal icon this time. Doesn't look like the greatest item in history. And we will see Shock as well as MDL postured up in the trees in the bot lane. Perhaps they go for Quista here. RNT is going to throw out the Whirling Axes, both melee and range. Shards are going to whiff, however. Cast comes through, but there's no Death Ward. Hook back onto RNT. He's under the tower. He's going down. And TP's in even from State 21 there.
This is just going unbelievably bad for Central of here at the moment. They're still trying to go for something. MDL, he's around. Another hook onto Last Shorty this time around. Legion Commander, he gets snowballed at the last second, but I don't think it's gonna save him. Or at least it shouldn't. Nope, yeah, he's gonna go down. Shadow Egg gets the kill. Does he have the Rupture? Yes, he does. MDL, he's gonna be so damn screwed as well. Trying to bottle up enough mana for a TP, but the hook will cancel it. Oh god, I mean, could it go even worse for Central of here? I have my doubts.
I really don't think it could. And Klasinki trying to find some farm in the mid lane. He's level 8. Hasn't been able to commit a silence to any of these engagements because they're just getting rolled over. So it would be a waste of a very long cooldown at this point in the game. We're talking about 130 seconds. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds on that global silence. And RNT not really found much. This is Aquila and Phase Boots, and once you lose an aggressive tri-lane like that, you pretty much need to disband it, and this will give Quista some time to free farm as well on the Medusa. Already 19 last hits, but involved in 4 kills, so is sitting on level 6.5, and we'll have a pause for the time being while Abash reconnects.
Yeah, it's just a Medusa, first of all, not dying. That's already like, in a sense, some gold income there, or at least you're not losing any. And just being part of 4 kills, like you said, he almost has the same farm as the mid lane Silencer, who you would have expected to just kind of get free farm up against an Omni Knight, but has even died once with a rotation coming in. This, I don't know, man. How the hell are Scary Faces making this lineup work? I guess Center Field didn't really know what to expect, and also there have been really good hooks coming out from the Pudge. I mean, Eknard, he's been landing so many of them.
Yeah, he has been very, very proficient with those hooks. I really feel like COL just needs to find a smoke gank with a snowball into a duel. They can cover it with the global silence. They need to start getting single pickoffs on the duel. Bloodseeker would be a great target, as would the Omni Knight at this point. They're both farming very well. Taking a look at the net worth, they are top 2. So they got to use this global silence. I mean, he's level 8. He's been level 6 for a little while now. And they haven't been able to use that because their LC has just been dying too often. But I really like a smoke gank into the snowball or even into a cask and a duel. They can cover it with the global silence and just get one pick off at a time and start climbing slowly but surely back into this game. But it looks like Scary Faces are willing to continue to keep the pressure up even with Quista out of the fray.
Oh god, they're definitely gonna have to start making something happen. Like I said, the duels probably might be the easiest way to do so, but finding a proper duel without the blink is gonna be hard for them. Especially since there's like a blade mail on Shadow. If he gets the blade mail off before, he's gonna do quite a lot of damage in return. State also this game, he's going to go for the Yule Scepter on the Omni Knight. Just probably get rid of a silence. The global silence is, I think, the main just concern for him at the moment.
Yeah, also pretty good into the duel as well, can delay things out, so will be interesting to see how he's able to utilize that. It is a fairly early one, and we will see the smoked up Eknart go towards the mid lane. They do have high ground vision here. Actually, that's a dire ward, so they do on their side, so they will be able to see the silencer rotate into around that radius. And probably going to be able to pick him off with a hook. But he's playing pretty defensively now, so Klasinski does know something is arrived. Top lane, though. Ice Shards go out. Whirling Axes are there, but they're going to get hit by the Blood Right. They will bring down the Lina. RNT, though, getting really low. He's trying to TP out in their face under Voodoo Restoration. He will be able to do so. And Shadow A a little bit late there. Hook onto MDL, though. They'll be able to bring him down. Shards onto 2. Shadow A and Eknart very low. Double damage pop, though, by Eknart. He'll be able to bottle up here. And he is looking for another kill on this Wictar. He should be able to find it. He's got a Dismember ready. But there's the vision. He's going to hook down into a duel. Eknart going to go down here. He's probably going to feed over the damage. But the Blood Right is going to land. Press the attack lands a little bit too early. Doesn't take off the silence there. And Shadow A will be able to chase down the LC. TPs in are a little bit too late from the Tusk. Mid lane, Yule Scepter up onto the silencer. There's a Slight Strike away. And the Laguna Blade not even needed, but they'll use it anyways. And Klasinski gonna go down. So overall, still another win.
GG.
And there's the GG call.
Okay then, 11 minutes in, man. Bloodseeker, Lina, Pudge. What?
Easy game, right?
11 minutes. This Pudge, it did so freaking much. They must have practiced it before. I don't know. I cannot imagine a player who hasn't practiced Pudge just landing so many hooks.
Yeah, it seems to be somewhat of a pocket strat. Definitely, guys, if you're trying to get out of the trenches, Pudge, Lina, Bloodseeker, easy win, easy life. So, unfortunate for COF, they take the first game, but easy stomp here for Scary Faces. We'll see if they're able to carry over the momentum into Game 3.
Indeed we shall, guys. So we're gonna head into the lobby now. Thank you once again for tuning in, supporting us, as well as the Star Ladder Pro Series, of course. Lots of upcoming good teams from here, but we're gonna head into game number 3 now. So you can follow us on SLTV for more content in the future as well. It is SLTV for both Facebook and Twitter. For the casters, at couchor for me, at MRP_Dota for my co-caster. And don't go anywhere, game 3 about to come up in a couple of minutes time.